Alright. I hope this is live. I'm just gonna shut that down so we don't get spammed by Discord. Last time I went live like this, I couldn't find my own stream, so... And it seems to be the same problem. Let's see if it's live. Yeah, it is. No. What's up, Michael? How you doing? I want to find my... If somebody can... what's it called? Send my... Kevin, could you send me the... or post it in the Discord server so I can actually find the link to my own stream? Because... I can't find it, and I need it up on my iPad to actually see the chat. Otherwise, I'll just have to go and look in here. Tjenare mannen, yeah. Hey everyone. We'll get new Outbreak Day stuff in like just 7 minutes, I think. So I'll go through that live, like give it first impressions, and we can watch the gameplays together and read some articles. I don't know exactly, but I think now in 7 minutes they'll drop the gameplay that the people in the media event got to see him play, and then in another hour we'll get the poster and the other Outbreak Day stuff. Can somebody please send me the link? Alright. Thank you. Alright. There we go. And then I'll go into Discord on my iPad and find the link to my own stream. God damn it. Alright. Tjena kingen. Vad händer bror? Alright. I guess we just have to wait and see. Do you want me to test out if the sound works? Because there was some weird shit with the sound last time. Let's just watch that. We can see if this works. Tell me if tell me if there's anything weird with the sound. And yeah. Just gonna share this on Twitter really quick. Sound works?
Look who decided to join us. All right.
Or does it?
Run your routes. Mark your logbooks. You run into anything you can't handle.
Shit's going down. Sorry guys, I'm just posting this on Twitter. I'll be active again, but since nobody's saying anything, I'm assuming that the sound works. Outbreak. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Let's weed this out. Ladder. I'm not gonna watch any new part 2 videos anymore. Next is only full game for me. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. I can respect that.
I have to finish it.
Alright.
You have no idea.
If we do that, or do I need to do it louder like that?
You don't know how large that group is.
Tell me if it still needs to be louder.
I don't care.
Well, there's the camera, so I should be looking there.
You can't stop this.
24 only, really? Good now, alright. Such an awesome trailer. I don't look like you thought I would? And why is that?
You think I'd let you do this on your own?
The sound of the YouTube video is ahead of the video. Wait, how? What do you mean? Like, is it out of sync? You look way better than I thought. Oh, thanks. Oh. I'll gladly accept that comment. Alright, is anyone else experiencing the out of sync stuff? Because then we should probably try to... How long do we have to wait? Well, the new Outbreak Day stuff should be live in 2 minutes. So, not that long. I have no idea where they'll post this. We could go into Twitter. And yeah, of course I have Neil Druckmann as that, and see, like... Well, if you scroll down here... let's see... Where did he post that? No. Was it Naughty Dog that posted that? Let's go and check Naughty Dog. There we go. 8 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, so that'll be in 2 minutes. Play the Joel part again so we can see. Alright, let's try that.
You think I'd let you do this on your own?
Does that work? It's out of sync. Alright, let me try something. We can actually do this, so I switch the sound from my desktop to what's... Alright, I gotta start this then. Elgato. Now sound capture, there we go. Yeah, it should be on. Wait a minute. Is that... Alright, I'm just messing around here. I'm not used at all to streaming from my PC, so please bear with me. And then we'll let the Elgato, and then we can try that one again.
Do this on your own.
Alright, that might be a bit...
What the hell are you doing here?
You think I'd let you do this on your own?
It works now? I just gotta check so I have this turned off so it's not like echoing again. Alright, nice. Yeah, it should be live now. Like this instant, so I have no idea where they're showing this. Isn't there like a The Last of Us? LastofUs.com? Yeah. Well. Alright, Neil posted something. Alright, let's go and check. Neil Druckmann. Where? Tweets and replies? No? Why can't I see it? I'm gonna see. IGN, is that on their YouTube channel? IGN. Why did they post this twice? Where? Please, people, tell me where it is. I have no idea where it is. Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking god, is that number actually correct? 66 people watching! Oh my god, what the hell? That's like 3 times the amount of... Oh, now we gotta live up to that shit. Jesus Christ, I didn't even see that. Oh my god, welcome everyone. Welcome to my very ill-prepared stream. We're trying to find wherever this Outbreak Day stuff is. IGN YouTube channel, but videos, let's check. You posted a link? Where is it? How many minutes? It should be out now, but alright, IGN on the search bar. 2 hours of play. Alright, let's watch this together. The official website? Okay, we'll go to the website after this. Sorry, I can't skip this, it's annoying.
Heder, streama nu på Viaplay.
Remember, I don't want to have to shoot you in the face. Oh, that's so sweet.
What's up, everyone? It is Lucy. I'm joined by Jonathan. Hello. Jonathan, I am so excited to talk to you today because, of course, you've seen one of the most anticipated games of all time, I would say.
Well, please get to the gameplay.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Now, tell me what you saw.
Well, I got to play roughly around 2.5 hours of the game. I saw two
That's
different
cool.
segments of it. Neither of them.
Okay, I'm
was
leaving.
the
See you.
beginning of the
Yeah,
game, but they
see you,
both,
Alex.
I think pretty early on. I would say
Have
probably
a good one.
the first act-ish. The first part was a level called Patrol, which featured Ellie and Dina.
Happy Outbreak Day.
Trailers, and then I also got to play a level that was just Ellie called Suburbs. And that
Suburbs, I called it in my Outbreak.
Okay, so
A
what sort of story
breakdown.
stuff
I'm
did you see?
confused.
Yeah, so story-wise, obviously, if you don't want to know anything about what I saw story-wise, spoilers for the next couple minutes, but story-wise,
It's a bit
story-wise,
low.
what I saw was in the Patrol level, you kind of got more of a sense of Dina and Ellie's relationship. They're living in a
We'll watch that
log
later,
encampment
the-
in
whoever
Wyoming.
posted that.
So it's beautiful, snowy, it's wintertime. This is post the last E3 showing that we had, where the two of them kiss at that
Louder?
dance.
Yeah, I'm hearing it that it's a bit low. I'll,
Yes,
Yeah.
this feels like the morning after
Okay.
sort of thing. And so they're going out on patrol. They've been assigned.
I increased
basically
it
the two of them are just,
to
making their way
skip.
from point to point, making
You guys
sure
wanna
that
not
it's
see
infected.
this?
If they
Do you want me to skip
they're
it?
supposed to log it and take care of anything if they need to. But basically, it's the two going on. It's a
what do
lot
you
of
say,
more,
skip
like,
or no?
incidental, getting to know the character dialogue.
That's where they
Very
walked with the
funny
dead
and making
moose.
in the best ways that the
I'm
first Last of
I'm
Us
pointing,
was.
but you probably realize.
your punchline?
No. Maybe.
This is a brutal, terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
moment,
obviously
and
there's gonna be
finally
spoilers if
to
we see
laugh, and
gameplay.
it's adorable, wonderful,
Figures.
and the beginning of it, there's a moment where the two of them stop at a watchtower, and they're looking out over the vista of how beautiful it is, and they just kind of talk about how wonderful things are. And Dina
All
walks
right.
away, and you're still in control, but I forgot I was in control for a minute, because it was one of those like perfect Naughty Dog moments where they show you a beautiful area, a conversation's going, and then it's still and quiet, and you're like, oh, I can play, I can keep going, but you just like, you take in that moment, and they're so great at delivering that, and so
Yeah, I'm trying to.
all leads to this
Now it's
conversation
max
that's
sound. I
actually
can't do
in the
anything to
trailer.
increase the
The two
sound
of them
now.
eventually make their way to.
Wait, let me pause
where-
that and see if I can increase the sound in. Let's see. No, this should be at max. I'm not sure why it's so.
It is another person in their encampment's secret weed bunker, where he's been growing weed, but all the weed's dead at this point.
Yeah.
Secret weed
The two of them
bunker?
are down there. They're smoking a possibly very old joint, and they're talking about their kiss from the last night. And the two of them are like, you know, how was it? How would you rate it? And they go back and forth, and it's funny and cute. And they're like, you can tell it's what's not being spoken is what's being spoken. It's the subtext that works so well.
Right.
And like the facial animation in those points is just beautiful. Like the acting of both Shannon.
I mean, they got to
Woodward
see
and
2
Alex
hours of
Jones so
gameplay.
well
Come on,
done.
show
It was
us.
amazing chemistry.
Yeah, the two
Yeah.
of them are just like perfect in that moment, and it's the two of them going back and forth until they kiss again. And it's like, okay, there's something here. And that's where that first level cut off. Suburbs, meanwhile, story-wise, was Ellie's gone to Seattle, which has essentially been taken over by a militant group called the WLF. The WLF are,
WLF.
you know, Firefly-esque in that they're this.
I called it.
outpost.
I called it. Wait, let me pause this.
Very
I know everybody wants to see, but I called it. I said this was a new militia-style faction that we haven't heard of before, and this guy just said it's a Firefly-style or esque faction that's taken over whatever this area is of the Seattle thing.
built in, they're xenophobic. If someone doesn't live in Seattle, they don't want them there, and they're going to kill them if they stay there, or take them prisoner. So Ellie's there to find a friend, and I think also on this revenge quest.
To find a friend. Well, is that Dina then?
Did they give you any indication as to what Justice, like what she was actually avenging?
No.
Because obviously it's quite strongly hinted in the story trailer that possibly something happens to Dina.
Yes.
But, you know, that seems quite an obvious, like quite a big plot point to give away so early in proceedings. So
I agree.
I'm not entirely sure that is what is happening.
I think the way the trailer presents it is a red herring. You know, Dina is not in this section of the game, the suburbs part, though it is also still very early. I think the trailer is a bit of a red herring. I think I got to speak to Neil Druckmann after I played the game. And
All right, do you guys think we should switch video?
Relationship is very important to this game. Like,
Because there's a lot of talking here, and there's not much like
it's not like she's
gameplay.
just gonna get, you know,
It didn't seem
killed off straight away.
This
and
is something
then-
I can dissect in a video
He
later.
didn't obviously say, and she lives in Don't Worry, but he did imply that like that relationship.
Don't
What do you
worry,
guys think?
everyone.
Neil
Should
just
I
told me
switch video?
But no, he was very clear that that relationship is very core to
Switch to
this
the
game.
PlayStation
Yeah.
blog. All right. What do you guys say? Should I switch to switch to that? Did you send me the link to that? All right. Gameplay details revealed. Is there any video here, or is there just like text? All right, guys. Do you like want me to go through this, or would you prefer it if you either continue watching the IGN video or find something else? Because this is something like this is perfect like thing for me to do like do a breakdown, but it might be a bit long to like go through and read it in a stream. So is there? Did GameSpot do one? Let's open another tab. YouTube. GameSpot. More brutal combat. Okay, this seems to actually be gameplay. Oh, fuck off! Come on, IGN. Read the bullet points. Are you serious?
Phil, we're in LA right now. We just got hands-on with The Last of Us Part 2.
IGN. There's so many different opinions. I'm having a bit of a hard time.
It's they've kind of gone dark
Easy
the past
Allies?
16 months or so.
Yeah.
But they finally showed us a lot.
Alright, we'll open that in another tab. Okay, I think we need a straw poll. Can some of the admins or one of the admins like do a straw poll of like the Easy Allies. Alright.
Access provided by PlayStation.
Yeah, we know that. This seems to be like mostly podcast style. If we look through this, like, look.
Hello and welcome to The Last of Us Part 2 Easy Allies preview. I am your person that played 3 hours, Michael Huber, joined by
There seems to be
Brandon
sections of
Jones
gameplay. Do you want me
and
to
Bradley
skip to
Ellis.
these things?
But we like the first one a lot.
It is everything you want it to be.
Because like
It is
watching a
everything you want it to be.
podcast style
Just
video is
go
something I think
right off
we can
the
do
top.
alone in our own time,
So
but
where
I'd
to
rather
begin?
do
There's
like
a lot
more of a
to dive
live
into, a lot
breakdown
to
thing as I
discuss.
did with the
This is, let's set the tone
the
here. So I
trailer.
got to play 2
yeah.
chunks.
I agree.
One very early chunk and one like
Let's skip.
or some clickers, some infected, some runners or
Alright.
whatever. Similar to the first game, where 2 enemies there with an AI partner. Boom, stealth that one. They get that one.
Oh, that's
Any,
cool.
like,
that's cool.
outdoor Stuff.
It didn't
affected,
see them.
Like, they were sensing you or anything. I was
Like
thinking
snow,
like when they saw the
storm.
footage of the blizzard, I was like, oh, I wonder.
Oh,
if
so
that
now-
affects,
There were no
you know.
enemies at that part, but in the first
Now we
game,
can,
the blizzard picks
because
up
in
the enemies.
my breakdown video, I talked about like that shot looked very much like Dina would be a playable character, but as it seems here, it just looks to be like a cutscene since we get up and continue playing as Ellie. So I mean, I guess that part is the confusion is cleared up on that.
have less visibility, so I bet.
Also, that was
It'd be cool to just see like a clicker frozen.
that was kind of cool with with how they stayed completely still and like it froze in front of them. And this guy's talking about frozen clickers. Does he mean like the clicker is like physically frozen with frost on it, or does he mean it's a clicker that just like stays and doesn't do anything
outside? I wonder if their physiology, like, they can shake off the cold or.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
The clickers looked even more decayed, which I loved. My first clicker encounter
It's been a while.
was so epic.
The trailer was kind of all over the place. There were just infected-looking people that still had their clothes on. You look somewhat normal, and then there's all
Totally
this
deformed,
huge,
yeah.
bloated, crazy, like
New enemy
sea
type.
monster
Also, I
looking
wonder,
dudes.
like, now that how am I watching this? The Outbreak Day embargo, on Tuesday, during the State of Play event, there was also a media event. I should not be looking at my iPad, my camera is there. There was also a media event, which journalists, YouTubers, like game networks, like these big publications, they got to go there. There was a bunch of fancy, cool stuff when they built up sets from the game, and they got to play, I think, 3 hours of the game, and then they just 13 minutes ago, the embargo lifted, and they can write articles about it and publish some of that gameplay, I think, which is what we're watching now. Alright. Weston's Pharmacy, by the way, that's a cool detail, because Weston's Pharmacy is the one in Left Behind in the mall, you know, with where Ellie tries to get that first aid kit, which we also see an Easter egg in for Uncharted 4.
Okay,
Let's
so
get
part
into
2.
Did you fire a shotgun in these 3 hours?
I used all my ammo. But I stealthed really, really well. I did. I
Cool.
was stealthing my way through this all the way up until this final gauntlet encounter. People were struggling.
Is that the
This
exact
was on
same
normal
cardboard
and I was
cutout
even
as in
dying.
Left Behind?
This was intense. Okay. First up, I wanna start here.
This looks so
Dogs.
Right? No, I mean,
Okay, yes. Doggos.
Armored dogs?
Not even armored.
Let's see.
Relentless. Smelling you.
Oh,
hunting you. So they'll pick up your scent.
Oh, no.
And that's
Alert.
it. They've got you.
Yeah.
So it'll be
I'm
like, okay.
just- Yeah.
So
Wait,
it's
what are
like,
you
right,
guys
dogs got your
talking about?
scent, what do you-
Multiplayer? No, there will be. Definitely there will be a multiplayer. Even Kurt Montague, like the guy that was the head of Factions in Part 1 and is now one of the co-game directors, he went out and said Factions is returning, so there's no doubt. He did say that, like, I don't know how long ago, but the game director said that Factions is returning.
You have to distract them or, like, keep moving.
Yeah.
So...
Damn.
So the combat, there's a dedicated dodge button now.
Oh, really?
Dedicated dodge. And I thought right when they said that, I was a little concerned.
Please show the complete scenes
I don't
first.
know.
All right,
Nemesis
we can
situation?
go through them.
Not that. No,
It's
it's
fine.
like I was concerned before I played, and then my concerns went away. I was like, oh, that seems kind of OP. Maybe if I'll just keep dodging.
Right.
They kind of mixed up their timings. It seemed like it was. They kept me off balance. You know. So I
Also, multiple targets.
multiple targets.
There's just one other person. Like,
True. If it's one person, you definitely have the edge. But sure.
All right, come on, get to the
AI
gameplay.
in this game just felt so good, and everything was so real again.
I know we
I
should
would stab
show the whole
someone,
scenes, but
and they'd be like, "Jimmy, no!"
Oh, dude. Whoa.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, sorry, Jimmy.
Jimmy, no! Damn you! Dish, dish, dish. So then I'm like low on health. I'm sitting behind a barricade. You know, we're playing cat and mouse here. They keep shooting. I don't have a lot of ammo. I'm not confident with my aiming right now. You know, I'm at a
So
preview
good.
event. I'm rattled. I'm on edge.
are you
Ah,
seeing
there's
lots
a
of
lot
death
of
screens
stuff
as you're
in
looking
that.
around to other televisions?
The end, admittedly,
struggling.
the very end of this, yeah, it was admittedly.
I'll be quiet. I promise.
But
There's
then,
so much
this
I want to
part,
talk about.
When
though.
we're in this kind of cat and mouse game, this is what I loved. She bailed out. She didn't just stay there like a normal video game, right? You expect to just like, hey, I have this person. We're in a standoff now. I'm just gonna
You're gonna
wait
wait for them to peek.
Yeah. We were playing this cat and mouse game for a good 20 seconds.
She bounced.
She runs off. Hey!
Oh.
Hey! Over here!
Oh, no.
She's over here. I've got her. She comes back. With 3 other people are here. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is nuts.
Dear Lord.
I cannot stress enough the feeling of being hunted. We are now Metal Gear Last of Us, okay? Because there's a dedicated prone button.
Mm-hmm.
You
Excellent.
can go under cars.
Yeah.
You can
With the
smash windows. If a door's locked, smash the window, go through, go around it.
Cool.
There's tall grass. So it took me a while to really adapt to the pace of combat. I was used to the original. I was used to just kind of ducking and covering,
Yeah, I know, right?
kind of breaking away and then
Gameplay is really
re-stealthing.
good.
Leaving bodies everywhere and yeah.
I finally, near the end, got into a rhythm where, stealth some people, crouch in the grass, just keep moving. Crawling through, crawl under a building, come out the other end, crawl under a car, get in the grass, hop a fence. It just
I much prefer
felt
this. Like,
so organic
show us
in the
more.
way that I felt surrounded by all these enemies, and I felt like I needed to stay not only stay hidden, but keep moving.
So you were talking about how you're moving through this level organically.
Yeah.
What were you fighting in, or was this area? And did it feel like everywhere you went there was somewhere to hide, or was it like this area is specifically designed so you're at a disadvantage right here?
A lot of the area, there's the grass, like a lot.
This will
of
be my
places.
world.
So there's a lot
Agreed.
of cover, but the enemies.
All right, I think
are
that's the entire scene. So there was a lot of shit in this scene I want to go through. That like it looks really cool. Let's start over here.
in this game.
Also, we
Just
probably
felt-
don't need, because there's no gameplay sound. We don't need their talking in the background either. All right, where was this? The crafting menu. There was so much stuff in it, or like the inventory. Also, it did seem kind of it did seem kind of what's it called? Different? Yeah, look, there's no in the E3 demo. We had what's it called? We had these like circles around it, which kind of indicated some sort of wheel, but now that's gone. And we also can see here with the weapons that we can see how many we have in the in that category, or like in the large firearms there's 3, and the small firearms there's 2. So we can switch between them. Also, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? I have no clue. That looks obviously like some sort of explosion icon. I have no idea what it might be. It looks like some improvised bomb, but none of these look like the nail bombs, or like I don't even know if they're throwables. They might be like traps that we set down. Of course we have the Molotov, but that's pretty obvious. But this game is gonna be so beautiful. I might cry. Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. I love this area. And now we also, what was that faction called? WLF or something? It looks really cool, these guys, because it pretty much what I talked about in my breakdown was that I suspected that there would be a war going on in Seattle between the Seraphites and this unnamed group, which we now know is called WFL or WLF or something. I didn't quite catch what it was called, but something like that. And it's a militia style group, and they seem to be very like strict with their territory, and then they killed. How no multiplayer? What's this multiplayer news coming from? There's definitely going to be multiplayer. Kurt Montague, like the guy Montague. I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong, but he has gone out personally. Like when he and the other game director sat down, they explicitly talked about that how factions will return, not only multiplayer but factions. And Naughty Dog has put out multiple ads for job positions that like are to programming and all of the design stuff that has to do with multiplayer things. So there's no doubt in my mind that it will be multiplayer. I don't know where that comes from. Falcon Gang says, I want to see if the interaction with the environment with the dodge is like it was in the first E3 gameplay. Yeah, I mean, in the E3 gameplay, we didn't see the dodge button, but somewhere around here, I think, there was actually a pop-up when we could dodge the dog. Let's see. in the very end here before they. Yeah, right here. Look, the dodge button comes up, just like when you what's it called? Just like when in part 1, there's also this counter button that sometimes pops up when you melee with someone, and then a triangle prompt pops up. This thing seems to pop up, but we didn't see that in the E3 demo, which kind of looked like it was scripted. But now we know there is specific button for it, not just like dynamic. Let's see if there's anything more in this. I mean, it looks so cool. And they also talked a bit about how you constantly need to keep moving, because in the easier difficulties in part 1, we had like areas where you could essentially sit and camp in one place, and you could get all of the enemies to come to you, and you could just kill them off. But if this is true, like that we constantly have to keep moving, and it's like way more dynamic and less clunky than the first game, that's gonna be really cool. Alright, is there anything else you want me to go through in this section, or should we move on to the next one? I'm sure there's a lot of shit, like a lot of details, but like I want to keep this moving. I can understand no multiplayer for launch, but forever? Nah, it's gonna be there at launch. Like I'm almost entirely certain. My fucking Firefly badge thing is falling off. This works way better with a long sleeved shirt. Fun fact, I'm gonna brag a bit, I made this myself. Anyways, let's I love that the NPCs communicate. I want to feel hunted. Yeah, that's super cool, I agree. Let's go. Let's see. I know I'm skipping through all of this and it might be like incoherent, so we don't like know what they're talking about. But
I thought I thought I'd get more chance. A clicker didn't grab me. Okay.
Too good.
Neither did the Shambler.
Hey, what's up,
the
Rwana?
new enemy type. This was really fun because I was like, new enemy, what do I do?
Shambler? Wait, what did they say right there? Let me. I don't care a lot about what they say. I mostly want to see the gameplay. But let's.
Neither did the Shambler, the new enemy type. This was really fun because I was like, new enemy, what do I do? I go into this bar. The Shambler, which is kind of a cross between a clicker and a
right there. Yeah, I told you guys this. That's the new one. That was a runner.
Is there, and he's kind of giving off this scent.
Oh right, he's giving off the scent. Maybe. Oh, sorry guys. I promise not to pause it, but he's giving off this scent stuff. And if that's not spores, it could be. I talked about that in my breakdown. If you haven't seen it, you should totally watch it. But I talked about it that they might give up something else that's toxic, like a poison gas or something. That's not spores, but it's just toxic that you need the gas mask for, and thus that's why Ellie wears it. Let's continue watching though. We'll watch through this entire thing. I'll try to be as quiet as possible, and then we'll go through it.
And I go up. I'm like, let's go for the stealth kill. Can you stealth it? I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
I go up right behind. No stealth prompt.
Uh-oh.
I panic. What do I do, Brad?
Shotgun.
Point blank, Molotov. Right in front of me. I just Molotov this thing. It starts flailing. Runner comes in, shootout. It goes down. It explodes. Poisonous gas.
Cool.
There we go.
Developers later.
Poisonous gas. Poisonous gas. I called it.
Boomer style.
Oh, everyone rushes you.
That was a short one, but look at this. Like, we didn't get any a lot of clear shots of this thing in the actual trailer itself, but now we know what it's called. It's called the Shambler, but oh, come on. Let me. Yeah, here we go.
Neither did the Shambler, the new enemy type. This was really fun because I was like, new enemy, what do I do?
Yeah, come on.
I go into this bar. The Shambler, which is kind of a cross between
I want to get a good look at it. Oh, come on. I did not want to do that.
Bloater. Is there.
Here we go. Like, look at this. Can we get this in higher resolution? I doubt this is gonna help, but look at this. These are not spore bombs like a bloater has. Those are like glowy pods and thanks. I did not know that you can use those things as no, that's 5 seconds. You mean arrow keys, or which ones do you mean? Never mind. Anyways, this looks like some sort of hive thing. Like some sort of like shit that bursts out gas around it, which we can actually see like right here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And they said poison gas before, so that's why Ellie is wearing her mask in you know those shots of the trailer when they're down in the underground area and you see 2 of these shamblers come at her. That's why she, most likely, I can't say for sure, but that's most likely why she wears her mask there, because this poison gas is gonna physically hurt her even though it might not infect her. Alright, she also has one of those things equipped. Can we see it?
And off this.
She has something in her hand right here. What is that?
A bloater is there.
It looks like some, it's the footage, like the quality is a bit, it's very pixelated, but is it like some sort of plastic can, or plastic can doesn't make sense, but plastic bottle of something? It kind of looks like it's like some sort of makeshift bomb, maybe? Or what do you guys think? What is that? It's one of the new items, obviously, like the new craftables, but I mean, there's no way that that's a nail bomb. Like, no way in hell. It's a C4. Yeah, but like, it can't be like, because it's a craftable C4, so it has to be more of a makeshift bomb. Yeah, I mean, but it can't be one of those like military C4s that we.
And he's kind of giving off this scent. And I go up. I'm like, let's go for the stealth kill. Can you stealth it? I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
I go up right behind.
Yeah, and obviously you wouldn't be able to stealth that. You can't stealth bloater either, so I mean, why would you be able to stealth that?
Uh-oh. I panic. What do I do, Brad?
Shotgun.
Point blank, Molotov. Right in front of me. I just Molotov this thing. It starts flailing.
Alright, I think that's all. Is there anything else, like, we should go through in this, or should we move on to the next gameplay segment? I think we should move on. You know what? I'm gonna move on without you guys, because I am the dictator here. Looks like a can for sure. Yeah, I agree. Also, look at this. Like, before I even pause or start looking, this is a makeshift suppressor, I think, like with an oil filter. Look, like, and it has 3 use bars, like, you know, with the upgraded melee weapons that has 3 uses. So it's as I said, like way back in 2018, it's probably a craftable item and not something you can pick up and then have permanently attached to your weapon, like in factions, for example.
Arrow. Molotov, yeah.
Molotov.
Did you have like the shrapnel bomb or whatever? The can?
Maybe I didn't use it. If I had it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you spending a lot of time picking stuff up, or was this section mostly combat?
This section was mostly combat. There were moments though where things quieted down and you could explore. And again, it's very similar to like the first one where a little prompt will show up.
Sorry, that was that was a silencer prompt. Anyways, we'll go through that later.
Pick up again.
There are
if you pause the gameplay one more time, I'm gonna kill you.
Sure. I was just wondering if you could.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess she was in the trailer. That's right.
Yes.
Sick, dude.
Any questions? There's analog cover, they call it.
Analog cover.
Analog cover, just the way it kind of adapts to what is around you and how the enemies see you.
I mean, like the biggest thing. I
right,
really try to analyze
that's
whether
it. Like,
gameplays.
There wasn't a lot in that except for the silencer. I thought that was kind of interesting. Does anyone know if they will release more of the Alien edition? No, I think that's like super limited, and I don't think it's even available outside the US, which is a shame. Otherwise, I would have gotten it. But let's go back to this.
And
maybe I didn't use it.
We can see
if I had it.
Right, yeah. Were you spending a lot of time picking stuff up, or was
when
this section
they opened the
this section was mostly combat.
Crafting menu, or the right here. Wait, was that?
where
No, later.
things quieted down. And you
They
can
even
see-
make throwing
again,
a
it's
ball
very
seem more
similar to, like, the
aversive.
first
I know,
one
right?
where a little prompt will show up. you
Sorry,
know.
did you say there's like melee weapon?
Did I miss that because I looked at the chat?
Again, it's very similar to like the first one.
Oh,
where
Yeah, here we go. Look. So when you open the weapon selection menu, you'll have an option to either switch out the weapon in that slot, I assume, or craft or attach. I'm not sure. A silencer. Like this could be like the quick crafting, like we see here in the first game. You just select that and then you quick craft whatever that is, and that. So you can probably quick craft the silencer and put it on. Also, I wonder if the silencer will only be for the 9mm, because that's what we saw in the E3 gameplay demo as well. They only showed it in the crafting menu for the 9mm. I doubt you can have a silencer on a revolver, but maybe a hunting rifle or something like that. I'm not sure there's like a lot of other stuff. I mean, I've already said it a million times now, but it looks so fucking cool and it looks beautiful, but like, I don't think we should spend too much time just sitting here and absolutely digging ultra deep into all of this.
There's analog cover, they call it.
Analog cover.
Analog cover, just the way.
Also, that
kind
cover, analog cover, is what exactly the same they did in the first game, like where they had, I think they called it the dynamic cover then. Oh, that's the E3 gameplay. It said so. What was I saying? Never mind. Speaking of no multiplayer, it reminds me of the article from USA Gaming that they said no multiplayer after all my response. There will be multiplayer. Like, don't even think about it. There's gonna be multiplayer. Like, don't worry. All right, let's skip to the next part.
You keep hearing rumblings like, yo, this guy is causing chaos. This guy's causing chaos. How'd he get through? They keep mentioning this guy. You
Yeah.
obviously know who that is.
Right.
They keep mentioning this guy. So, you know, you're stealth and you hear the enemies just talking freely about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
The
look
guy
at that.
over
Look at
there,
that. Sorry,
they're
Shreb, don't kill me. But the silencer just broke.
Like, what do we do? Do we go after him? They're like, no, because she's here too. Like, she's around.
Yeah.
So you just really, everything feels
cool.
so
you got
in
a little
the
taste
moment.
of that, yeah, in the gameplay, that like depending on who, it's like you said, like you killed one guy and they called him out by name.
Yeah.
But even like if you thin their group a little bit, it kind of seems like they were having conversations based on how many members were left, or you know, like maybe their like tension level kind of rise depending on how much damage you're doing.
It's a group in Seattle and they kill intruders, no questions asked.
That sounds like
Outsiders.
Hunters to me.
So if you go into this area,
You're
like
done.
they will kill
You're done.
you immediately. So
how was the sword?
All right. And that was another short. I like that they're short segments, so we can easily like. It's fast, like it's not huge. I like the verticality, like they talked about that too. Like there's not gonna be a lot of levels, like up and down, that you can climb up on shit and like go under shit and stuff, which is nice.
Rumblings like, yo, this guy is causing
around
chaos.
here we can also.
This guy's causing chaos. How'd he get
start it
through?
off. No, but we can see that the silencer breaks somewhere around here, like when they try to shoot this guy. Look, 1, 2, and then the silencer breaks, like we can see right there, which I already talked about in the previous shot. But also, what they said about this new faction is interesting, because if it's a militia style faction, like it's probably like somebody like a militia style faction, but they kill everyone they see on sight. So it's a mix between the Fireflies and the Hunters then. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be. They said they were Firefly-esque, but that might be like in appearance, because they kind of look like they wear similar clothing to the Fireflies, but the Fireflies also have a very distinctive ideology, and I'm not sure if they by Firefly-esque they mean in their goals and motivations, or if they mean in just simply how they look and feel when you fight them. Because those are two very different things. But I doubt it's going to be a second faction. Also, if they just kill anyone, that doesn't seem like a faction that wants the same thing as the Fireflies. Anyways, there was a Molotov here around here, I think. Yeah. What level of explosion expert is that? Like, look at this area. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine that in factions? but there's a smaller circle too, so I wonder if this is the kill circle and this is the damage circle. Could be something like that. Yeah, look at this. There's no way everything inside this massive circle dies when you throw the Molotov. Anyways. Also, Treb said something about listen mode is ghosts. Yeah, I mean, it looks different, but I think this looks cooler, because in part 1, it was almost like, it was almost like a wall hack. You saw the exact outline of enemies. This is more like rough. It looks like something, even if it's a gameplay mechanic, and you could never actually see something like this. Okay, stop with the multiplayer rumors now. There's gonna be multiplayer. Treb, can you like find that tweet from Kurt Montague or whatever, like, whatever it was that they actually said, that Factions is returning. Also, check all of the positions. Check all of the positions that Naughty Dog has opened up for multiplayer programming and design and everything. They have also said outright, Factions is returning. There will be multiplayer. There is no question about it. There is definitely going to be multiplayer. Like, unless, I don't care if there's some random article, unless the game directors go out and say it, or Naughty Dog officially goes out to change what they've previously said, there will be multiplayer, because everything they've said so far, they've outright said there will be multiplayer. They've said Factions will return. We've seen them put out free positions for multiplayer design within their studio. There's everything that points towards it, and there's one article that says no multiplayer. No. Alright. Did I mention her going pro? And I mean, we already knew that from the E3 demo, since she goes prone when she overlooks the Seraphites that kill someone or disembowel someone in that pit, and then she also goes prone underneath the truck. But it's cool that you can use it like dynamically and go prone anywhere. Alright, let's see. I don't think there's anything more in that section, so let's move on to this one. Do I think Seattle will have two factions? Yeah, definitely, because we have seen, like, in the E3 demo and in the Paris Games Week trailer, there's been Reddit detectives that have gone in and checked exactly where. Oh, new subscriber, Javier something. I didn't quite catch that, but thanks. Thanks for subbing, man. Anyways, we have seen the Seraphites being in Seattle, and now this group too, the WFL, obviously is in Seattle too. So there's probably going to be a war, just like I talked about in my breakdown. And there's definitely two factions at least. If they're at war or not, that's more like, we haven't seen them interact yet, but I think that's a given. Alright, let me turn the sound back on.
Because there was a moment later, like near the end of this, where it was one of those like, oh, hell breaks loose, whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. Started
Where
running.
Can you find which video do you mean? Do you mean this video? Just search for The Last of Us Part 2 Easy Allies first hands-on preview. Or if you talk about my video, you can just go to my channel.
They're like, there she goes, there she goes.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to catch you. And it's like, yeah, you run through this area, and that's when, you fall down this little hill, and Joel grabs you.
All right, that was not. Was it Anthony Newman? I thought it was the Kurt guy. All right. I'm not believing that until they like go out and officially say it. Like, there's no way they canned multiplayer. Like, there's. You know what? Let's actually go and check that. I wonder if the blog post has anything about No, the blog post doesn't say anything about multiplayer. Let's check. No, nothing here either. I'm not believing that. Sorry, like there's no way. There's no way. So where were we now? Like, let's check this. Okay, let's continue this. We'll talk about more. Like, let's go through that article in a bit. There's not much left of this. That's the E3 trailer, but let's just see if there's anything worth in this.
Everyone here, you should have avoid enemies. You should run.
That's also the exact same move we saw in. Do you think it was a militia soldier who did the interrogation of a Seraphite? We don't know if it's a Seraphite. I tried to see if it was a Seraphite, but there was no way of telling. Like, it could have been a Seraphite, could have just been anyone. Could have been Ellie's friend that they're talking about. Also, since the interrogation guy wasn't a Seraphite, he's probably a member of this WFL militia.
Keep moving, because there was a moment later, like near the end of this, where it was one of those like, oh, hell breaks loose, whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. Started running. They're like, there she goes, there she goes. People are trying to catch you. And it's like, yeah, you run through this area, and that's when, you know, you fall down this little hill.
Alright, was that a smoke bomb, by the way?
Run through this area, and that's when, you know, you fall down this.
That seems like a very tiny smoke bomb, if that really is one.
Little hill. Joel grabs you.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't think I'd let you.
So you saw that
on your
cutscene?
own. Yeah.
Wait. I don't really care about what they're talking about, but this is interesting. Wait, let's listen to what they say one more time.
It was one of those like, oh, hell breaks loose, whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. Started running. They're like, there she goes, there she goes. People are trying to catch you. And it's like, yeah, you run through this area, and that's when, you know, you fall down this little hill. And
Right. Okay. So in the trailer, when we see Joel grab her, she like falls down. We can actually see kind of a bit of the fall, like exactly when that scene starts. So a lot of people actually told me in the comments that they thought that wouldn't be the same scene, that was a completely different scene, but now we know that that is actually the same scene. Joel was in fact in the suburbs level, so when you escape this combat area, Joel grabs you and you go into the next level, I assume. So that's confirmed now.
Grabs you. Yeah. It's like, you don't think I'd let you.
So you saw that cutscene?
Yeah.
Was the we were confused.
Yeah.
Because you see Joel, and it looks like he's inside a
let's
house,
check.
but she's not. Was that all in the same scene?
I think it was like over.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Like when people, because they said it's Joel is in a house. This is not the same scene. But I said like, I talked about like not in the video but in the comments. I talked about like it's probably a driveway, a garage, or like something that has some sort of a roof over it, but still outside. So that's why it looks like he's in a garage, or in a house or something. But it's the same scene, all right.
Yeah, it was like an overhang thing.
Check the tape.
Yeah,
There it is.
I think so. Yeah. He grabs you.
He settled it.
Because she's like outside with.
Alright.
To not even
We'll go here, and we'll watch this, and then I'll break it down as well. So return
ask
of parts.
them because I didn't want them to have to be like, we're not talking about that.
Sure.
Right now. So I was like,
I didn't know if they just said
this
something.
event,
I
we
wish.
we need you to get rough. We need you to ask the difficult questions.
Where is it? Where's the multiplayer?
No, but you got it.
Wait. Now they're talking about multiplayer.
I didn't
Let's
want
rewind.
them-
Let's rewind.
No,
So we have no idea.
Not at all. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I had the courtesy to not even ask them because I didn't want them to have to be like, we're not talking about that.
Sure.
Right now. So I was like,
I didn't know if they just
Essentially
said
this
something.
event,
I
we need-
wish.
We need you to get rough. We need you to ask the difficult questions.
Where is it? Where's the multiplayer?
So they didn't even ask
No,
about
you
the
got
multiplayer.
you gotta like sneak up on Druckmann. You gotta be like, hey man, I just played a demo. It's really cool multiplayer, and just see what happens with his eyes. You
See
know,
if his
if he
eyes
if he does a double
twitch.
take, if he smiles, then it's like, oh.
All right, so these guys did not hear anything about the multiplayer on the media event. Like there was nothing about some cancellation or some bullshit like that. They didn't hear anything. All right, let's move on.
maybe not, but if you know, if you kind of startle him,
Because they did.
then you got it.
Did they confirm it a while ago? I feel like.
I don't remember.
I feel like they confirmed that it's coming.
Okay.
I didn't know we know next to anything about this guy. I thought like
Pretty sure they said it was
Okay.
coming.
You heard it first,
Yeah.
dude. Huber's
Pretty
got
sure.
scoops.
Don't
I
quote me
we're
on
just
that, but
kidding.
I'm pretty sure I heard that, unless that was some random
A dream you had?
dream I had,
Yeah, you
or
probably,
some
like,
internet
if you
forum.
dreamed about multiplayer Last of Us, I wouldn't
Yeah.
doubt it.
Yeah. And just little things. Sorry to cut you off, John. Little things we take advantage of, because I just took so many knees. You know, just like you're following her on horse.
All right, let's go
She
through
goes
that.
inside
Let's go
the-
through this. There's an article in Polygon. Yeah, okay. I'm in disbelief. Like I'm not. It's all right. Let's go through this. This is interesting.
See, to
let's
not
turn off
even
this.
ask.
Also, we'll get new Outbreak Day stuff in about 10 minutes, so we can go through that too. We see what this is. This is apparently a trap bomb. It's some sort of improvised C4, like that people. It looks to be like that people said earlier, with a mouse trap. It looks like. And let's see, the trap mines explode when enemies get near it. So basically, like nail bomb that you place down. Which is probably, you know, that guy that was exploded in the trailer. This was probably, I said that was probably a nail bomb, but now we can see that it's probably this thing. All right. And also, this is the new crafting table that we can see. So we also saw her pick up parts earlier, which is why, again, returns where you upgrade your weapons. All of these we seen before: shotgun, 9mm, revolver, hunting rifle. But this seems to be really cool, like a modular, or it seems like it looks like it's modular, but actually it's just like static upgrades. But it would be cool if you could have different attachments, but that might not be what this is actually, now that I think about it. What's up, Nooch? We're just dissecting the... Now this is apparently just called pistol instead of 9mm pistol. That's interesting. There's not like much here. Like, it's just gives you stat updates and other stuff. Not really anything to say about it other than we know that crafting is returning, or upgrading. I mean, not crafting. I'm fucking retarded. All right, let's go to the next one. I think after, when we're done with this, it'll be just in time for when they drop more Outbreak Day stuff, like the poster and all that.
Thing that happens.
Yeah.
Second part is post.
She's got a Rambo.
Bad thing that happens. Yeah. Fully equipped. Had like 5 guns.
That's funny.
Just locked and loaded. And again, crafting crafting the med kits. Same system. Find the supplies. Craft it in the field. Use it. All that.
You're not a man who hates
Goodness.
many things. How are you
No.
gonna make it through this, man?
I don't know.
How are you gonna make it through?
You know, they
this?
said it's their longest game
All
ever.
right.
And
That was interesting. They also said something about the gameplay being one part that takes place before the shit goes down and one that takes place after. So either that was Naughty Dog splitting it up for them to see different parts of the game. They did say journalists will get to play 2 levels of the game, which might just be like, oh, that's just 2 completely different parts of the game, or it'll be it's the 2 different timelines. I'm not too sure, but it might be more clear if you actually watch through this entire thing. I will watch through it later when the stream is over, but I don't
equipped.
think,
Had like 5 guns.
I don't think it's appropriate for the stream to do that. Like, just watch through a 30-minute video. That won't be like that fun.
Just locked and loaded. And again, crafting crafting the med kits. Same system. Find the supplies.
Yeah, we
crafting
know
in the-
that. We already saw
through
this.
this,
Let's see.
I don't know.
How are you gonna make it through?
You know, they
this?
said it's their longest game ever, and the first one is
Whoa,
what, like...
really?
Yep. Said it's going to be their longest game ever.
Wow.
Their most ambitious, their biggest in scope,
I mean,
scale,
that was pretty
and
obvious, but how long?
length. I mean, if the first one is like, what, 18, 20 hours...
The first one is not 18, 20 hours. How the fuck did you play it? It's like 12 to 15 max.
I'm guessing like 40 on this
No,
side?
no, that's not happening. Not 40. That's impossible. Like, I'd say 20 is stretching it. Like 20, And like I can absolutely not seeing it being more than 25, but that's like way too much in my opinion.
You're nervous about anything.
Anything I'm nervous about, you know.
It's just one thing for those people that are like, oh, come on.
Sure. One video game nitpick that has kind of enhanced over the best you can with it. You know, you walk.
Oh yeah, once you're 10, 12 hours in, you want to take a lot of time doing that. You're just like, stop.
Because you walk into a room and kind of, you know, little visual cues kind of light up.
This is obviously the place where they fall down into when they go out on that patrol.
That, but you know, I feel like 20 years from now or something, they'll be like, remember when you picked things up in video games by walking up to them and doing that? It's like, let's just think.
What was that line in the floor, by the way? What? I'm sorry for pausing the game. Please don't kill me, but
20 years from
look
now,
at this. Wait.
Or something, they'll be like, remember when you picked things up in
what
video
is
games
that? Why is this appearing in listen mode? Does that mean like that this is an enemy path? Because that would be very weird, don't you think? Or is this like something that's like a cable or something that's going underground? That's like really weird to me. I'm not sure what this is or what it's supposed to be.
Walking up to him and doing that is like, let's just think it or something.
Ellie sent for the dog. Oh, of course. Yeah. Good point.
You have to use your hand.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So that's it.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is coming.
Release date, yeah.
February.
All right, so that's it. That's all we're getting from these guys. Do you want me to continue like skipping through some more of this to get some gameplay? Yeah, we've got 7 minutes before the Outbreak Day stuff drops. Let's go to this.
Intense.
Two headshots for clickers again.
Yeah, I think one was very story focused, I'd say. It was, I don't want to spoil too much just in case people are waiting for the final game, but it's Ellie with another character, and there's some combat encounters, but it's mostly focused on the writing between those two characters. Which
we all know that's Dina. Why would you not say her name?
Pretty good.
Those blind motherfuckers make my skin crawl. Let's make sure the rest of the building's cleared out. And then get the fuck out of here. Speaking my language.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a lot of that sort of back and forth between two characters that Naughty Dog is kind of known for.
I like this video.
And that really makes The Last of Us work.
Yeah, they're very good at making it just feel like a natural conversation between two friends as opposed to, we gotta get to the tower to do this thing, even though they were trying to get to a tower in that bit.
Yeah,
but,
right.
you know, they joke and talk like friends.
You know how you're gonna die?
Ooh, let me guess. You're gonna kill me? Did I ruin your punchline?
No. Maybe. Fuck you.
It's nice dialogue.
Sorry.
But then the second section we saw, which we'll probably talk more about, is the combat. We had more weapons. It was called the Suburbs, and we were able to experiment, try out different things. One thing I
this
noticed
is a lot
was
of stuff
how
we've
agile
already
Ellie
seen.
is compared to Joel.
Yeah, Ellie is a lot quicker and a lot more movement capabilities now.
Yeah, I
we
think
saw
we
in the E3
saw
demo a little bit, like
exactly
Ellie can
this.
get down on
Or
her
very
stomach,
similar,
and
at
crawl
least.
under things. She can lose people in the grass.
By the fence!
Yeah, here we can hear how they actually like call out.
And then the other big thing are the dogs, because if they catch your scent, then they will follow you to where they will just keep following your scent.
Yeah, that's what they said now. So you people were right in the chat. They follow your scent, like so you can see your own scent in the listen mode. So you'll have to be careful where you walk to avoid the dogs. Ruano says, so now we know that Naughty Dog was actually symbolizing a dog in the Outbreak Day poster and not a wolf. Well, not necessarily, because the wolves have been a theme too, like with the Seraphites. So I'm not sure about that one actually.
So that kind of adds an interesting perspective to the combat, right? Because you can't just sit back, wait, figure things out.
Yeah, that would be. I wonder if that's scripted.
Yeah, you can use the list.
That since both of these channels like had the exact same scene, so that's like an ending scene to that level.
Oh man, yeah, that was a gut wrenching. shoot a dog and you hear the owner of the dog just scream in anguish. Yeah. Actually, a big part of combat in this game is that the human enemies talk a lot, and they talk to each other in particular.
Got something. We'll look into it.
Maybe Naughty Dog provided the gameplay and we are not seeing what the journalists actually play. That is a very good point, actually, because this seems like it's exactly the same gameplay.
You kill a guy and
let's
you
see,
hear
because
somebody
then there's
across
like
the encounter go,
there may
no,
not...
Tom, like, and it's just like, oh,
yeah.
Let's
see if this. Let's see if it's the exact same with the.
Bad about that.
Yeah. Okay. This is the exact same. So you're right. They were like allowed to show a specific portion of gameplay. We can see, like, if we go here, yeah, this is the exact same gameplay. Let's see this.
You know, the game still has a couple.
Is that yeah, that's the exact same thing where they kill the Shambler. Sorry, I'm just looking around for the multiplayer news. Yeah, do that, Treb. Like, we'll talk more about that later, because in 2 minutes we'll get in 1 minute we'll get
comes out February 20th.
New Outbreak Day stuff.
21st, 2020.
Yeah, we know that already. Do you wanna like check? Okay, so I think we've already seen most of the gameplay. To be fair, this is mostly like a discussion focused video.
Running away is a viable option in combat, and you should absolutely not be ashamed to run away, as I did many times in this demo.
So, because it's survival horror, like that's the first game had.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen this. We've seen that too.
And then you get into an area, and it's a few clickers there.
I mean, this is probably better.
As brutal as it looks.
Oh, did you see that actually? That was interesting, because that was an enemy that dropped the crafting material, which is interesting. Yeah, anyways, we should probably be waiting for any news about the Outbreak Day. It should be right now, actually. Let's see if he posts anything. No. Let's see. Last of Us website. If you guys know exactly where the Outbreak Day stuff will be posted, you are very free to tell me. No, not anything here yet. Let's check Naughty Dog, because they might actually post it before. Nothing here either. Like, look, it's supposed to be 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is right now. So, where would it be? Would it be on the... Does anyone know where it is? Because like for last year's Outbreak Day, they had... Let's see. If we go back... No. Alright. Outbreak Day. Check back for the release of The Last of Us Part 2 Inside the Demo, a video featuring new gameplay footage, story details, and a commentary from the developers at Naughty Dog. Oh man, that looks so cool. Look at that. Look at that. I want that. I really want that. It's probably gonna sell out and be really fucking expensive. Oh, I'm definitely getting that one though. Part 2 theme. What is this? Ellie cosplay guide. That's cool. Firefly hat. Logo hat. No poster though? Like, there's been a poster every year. Like, what? Well, it's 2 minutes past whatever they were gonna show, and I'm still not seeing it. No, nothing here. Let's go to the PlayStation YouTube channel and see if they posted anything. PlayStation, let's see. Videos. Nope, not anything here. What about Naughty Dog? Do you guys know where this stuff is? Nope, not there either. Well, this is certainly exciting, isn't it? Okay, now here we go. Outbreak Day, #Outbreak Day is here, and it's our biggest yet. We're celebrating with the reveal of a new Ellie statue and art book from Dark Horse Comics, a new merch collection, and on the PlayStation Gear Store. Fuck you, come on, the PlayStation Gear Store isn't available in Sweden. A free PS4 theme. Oh, well, let's go and all download that. I'll do that after this stream. But there's no poster. This is weird. I'll just retweet that. The German PlayStation Store already has a free new theme. Yeah, I mean, I suppose they dropped it like right now. But I mean, where's the video they promised? Inside the demo earlier this week, alongside their in-depth coverage and impressions you can find online right now. Later today. What? They told us it would be, oh, come on, 1 p.m. PT. That's like what, in, if it's 9 p.m. now, that'll be in or 9 a.m. I mean, that'll be in, I can't count, 4 hours. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep this stream going for that long, but I'll definitely do an Outbreak Day recap video later. You know what? There wasn't much to like break down. This is certainly cool and all that, but there's not much to break down here. Yeah, this is a cool statue. This is a cool art book. I don't think I will have much use of an Ellie cosplay guide and all that. So there's not like a poster to break down. So let's look at this faction stuff. What did you say? Like Polygon had something? Of Us Part 2 multiplayer. Alright. Let's check this. Come on! Get on with it. I don't want to see that. Alright. Contrary to earlier statements. Yeah, that's what I was so like, no, the multiplayer is coming. Because they actually said, and I mean that's what I point out here. Naughty Dog has confirmed that The Last of Us Part 2 will not have any multiplayer components. One of its developers confirmed the lack of multiplayer to Polygon at a press event in Los Angeles this week, reversing earlier statements that indicated the game would not be a strictly single-player experience. Multiplayer will not be included in The Last of Us Part 2, said Anthony Newman, the game's co-director. I know we had kind of announced that it would have multiplayer, but as the game has developed, it's become so ambitious, so grand in scope, and so intricate in its complexity that it really required the full focus of the studio to deliver the single-player experience. This is a shift from an interview Polygon did with Newman back at E3 2018, when he said, "There is going to be multiplayer with the game. We're really excited to share details about it, but that's going to be at a later date." That doesn't rule out the possibility that future Naughty Dog games will feature multiplayer modes, though. Newman mentioned in this week's interview that attentive readers will have noticed our job postings, likely referencing open positions for multiplayer roles at the company. The postings don't detail which games or franchise these positions would be working on. That is the most disappointing fucking news ever. Like, way to kill all the hype. Like, really. Jesus Christ, that's like, oh, a stab in the heart with all of this hype and excitement, and then there's no multiplayer. I don't want to believe this, man. This is very, very sad. Damn it. Come on. Life, why you gotta be like this? Make us all happy with all this shit, and if all I cared about was the multiplayer, damn. No, that was not, don't get me wrong, like, really? I'm a lore guy. Like, look at my channel. Like, most of my content is strictly focused on lore, theories, on the story. I love The Last of Us for its story, but multiplayer is also very fun. It adds longevity to the game. It keeps the game alive, because most people, the casual fan base, they will play the game once, twice, maybe 3 times, and then they'll forget about it. Like, it adds so much to it adds a community aspect that's not there otherwise. I mean, we'll always have those people who love the story like me, who are like, want to dig into every little detail, like, go in and like rip apart like the motivations of the factions and like really immerse ourselves deep into the universe. But what the hell, like, multiplayer is such a good way to keep that going, because it allows us to be, yeah, I'm really sad about that. But don't get the impression that, like, oh, multiplayer is all I care about, because no, like, the story is the biggest part for me, obviously, definitely. Alright, let's see what some of you guys have said. I think you'll take 10 years to break down the single player. Yeah, maybe. When you go to the pre-order, well, yeah, it says multiplayer at the pre-order, but I mean, Polygon posted an article that they had interviewed the Anthony Newman at the media event, and he had confirmed that there wouldn't be any factions in Part 2, which is really absurd to me. I mean, of course I understand his statement that the game is going to be ambitious, but it still makes me sad. Multiplayer is 75% of the game for me, so no multiplayer is a stab to the heart. Yeah, I definitely agreed. I definitely agree with that. I love the multiplayer too. It's so fun, and I was so looking forward to the expanded version of it in Part 2, and I really hope that they actually can do a multiplayer in the future, like maybe as one of the expansions to it. And I don't know what to say, man. This makes me so sad. Make an article, might get popular with all the people that disappointed. I mean, of course we're all disappointed. I'm still very much looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2, but this is disappointing. They will probably add factions as a paid DLC. No, I don't think they will. That sounded deep. It does add more to it. Yeah, multiplayer adds to the replay value, and I don't go back to single player games after one playthrough until like years later. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like that, and that's completely okay. Personally, I love replaying The Last of Us. I still do it, not as much as I did before, but I played it. I stopped counting it after I played it 50 plus times. I love going through it, like trying to find stuff I haven't found before, like small environmental details and all that. It's a lot of fun, and like, but for the absolute majority of people, that's not what adds longevity to the game. The multiplayer is a perfect extension of that. So yeah, I mean, as Trebuchet says, there is a very dedicated, if you didn't know it, there's a very dedicated The Last of Us multiplayer community that like has stuck with the game for so long. And I mean, I'm a part of that, but not as much as someone like Trebuchet, for example. And yeah, that's a massive disappointment for us. Like it's I'm sad about that. I don't know what else to say really. Silver lining is no multiplayer trophies. Yeah, well, I can get that. I'm a completionist too, getting all the trophies is, for someone that doesn't like factions, like it's a real pain in the ass, because I think you'll have to play like 150 matches or something to get all of the platinum trophy in the game, which for somebody that doesn't like multiplayer is real turn off. So yeah, I that's one tiny silver lining, I guess. They had to release the game before the PS5, and if they needed the whole team to deliver their version for the single player, then I'm fine. I understand being disappointed though. Yeah, I mean, of course, I want them to focus. The story has to be the focus. Like, multiplayer is cool and all that, but if they take away from the story to focus on the multiplayer, then there's like, that's the wrong priority. At least I would say that, even though I am disappointed. Like, the story has to be nailed. Like, The Last of Us is as great as it is because of its story. It got 250 plus Game of the Year awards for its story, not the multiplayer, even though Factions is amazing. So yeah, I do support them in that. They are selling a limited edition new Ellie statue and book. Yeah, we went through that a bit earlier. I really want the art book. I don't think I can afford the statue because it's probably going to be really fucking expensive. I might not be able to get either because the PlayStation Gear store is not even available in Sweden, which fucking sucks. Get on that, Sony. Anyways, Kevin says The Last of Us 2 not having multiplayer is honestly unacceptable, to be honest. Don't care too much myself, but feel bad for all the people I know who loved it in the first one. It's not unacceptable, but it's certainly very disappointing. I would have loved a Factions 2, and I'm still holding out hope. Like, I won't say it ruined it for me, but it's a big disappointment. When pre-ordering it, it says the game is 2 discs long, so I'm surprised they couldn't dedicate part of that to multiplayer. I'm here for the solo story anyways, but still sad to see. Yeah, I mean, the 2 disc thing though is, I think it was to confirm that the second disc would be bonus content, like digital art and soundtracks and stuff, because if you go and look at the standard edition, it says 1 disc. But yeah, I mean, I'm also here for the single player ultimately in the end. I'm super excited considering the time they have to make the game and that they had the entire team working on it. Yeah, I mean, that's a plus. Certainly, like, if the entire team, like, well, I don't know how big the Naughty Dog team is, but if, like, they cut everything but multiplayer and everyone just crunched the story, it might actually be bigger than we think, which is cool and all that. To be honest, I'm sad, but a semi-open world with completely new mechanics will hopefully make up for it. Maybe we'll even get cheats. Yeah, I mean, the problem, the biggest thing for me is the longevity, though. Because, like, you can only play it so many times before you get tired of it, and, like, multiplayer always is always fresh in some way. Also, I'm sorry if I'm keeping my eyes here, because that's where I have the chat. I know the camera is there, so it's weird if I just look down there all the time. Alright, the second disc is bonus content. Yeah, hate to say it, but this is one of the things I've come to dislike about Naughty Dog over the years. They've received so much praise, and rightfully so, that they just do whatever they want and don't. I mean, I'm not sure how to feel about that, really. They deserve the praise they get, and of course, I don't think Naughty Dog has any obligation, really, to sit and like listen to what we want. I mean, the fact that The Last of Us Part 2 was so good, like, what made it so good was that Naughty Dog went their own game. They thought the game would fail, but they still did it. So I like that they go their own way, and this is certainly disappointing though that this is the route they took, but we have to remember that what made their previous games, and especially The Last of Us, so great is that Naughty Dog did stand up for themselves. They even stood up to the publisher, to Sony, like, to get what they wanted. So yeah, I mean, that's my opinion on that. One good thing about no multiplayer, at least we won't have fake fans bringing toxicity. Nick, I know a lot of people have problems with Nick A30, but I still love him. Like, you can hate me as much as you want for me liking him, but like that was honestly my favorite channel for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if they added post-launch. Yeah, that's what I'm holding out hope for. I really, really want them to add it post-launch. Like, I don't know, like, if the choice was between a standalone or a DLC, like maybe focusing on Joel, and multiplayer, I would take the DLC, like the single-player DLC, any day. And I know other people would take multiplayer, but that for me, like, it's way more important for me to have that. So, come on, Discord, get away. Sony needs an eSport PS4 only game already. They did wrong not to add factions. Xbox has their game. We have Fortnite, but who does really want Fortnite for Sony eSports? I mean, I can get that. Like, The Last of Us Part 1 had... If you go back to factions, if you haven't played it in a long while, it's a really competitive game. It has a high skill ceiling. There's a lot of variety to it, like way more than it initially meets the eye. So, a factions 2 could definitely have been an esport, which is kind of sad. But I mean, there will always come another game. But it's just sad that us, The Last of Us fans, missed out on the multiplayer. Get enough of Naughty Dog, that's laughable. Please don't fight each other, guys. Also, The Last of Us Part 2 isn't a sequel, it's a continuation. Nothing about the game seems sequel. Everything is different. Usually sequels have similarities. The only thing is similar is Tommy, Joel, and Ellie. I mean, it's still technically a sequel. It's a follow-up to the first game, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Same, I would take a single player over DLC over multiplayer. Yeah, in the end, I would. They didn't owe you a multiplayer. No, they didn't. I mean, that's as disappointing as it is. They don't owe us anything. I mean, they're making their game, and that's just how it is. Maybe they didn't add a multiplayer because they won't. There won't be a The Last of Us Part 3. How do you mean? What do you mean by that, Kevin? Or not Kevin, I mean Rowano. Robin Gaming said that, and he's completely right. The multiplayers... I'm not sure I understand that comment. I don't get why it's unacceptable that strictly a linear story game doesn't have a multiplayer. I mean, it's not unacceptable, but it's very disappointing. Alright. That's a lot of talking, and it's certainly a mixed bag of news. I don't know quite what to feel, to be quite honest. I don't know if there's that much more to talk about here, really. Yeah. I don't know. I'll talk a bit to you guys in chat, but I don't really have that much more in my mind. I'd rather get to work on a video, but if there's more to I like talking to chat. It's fun. So if you guys want me to talk about stuff, I'd gladly do it. Also, maybe I should... Just a second, guys. It's a bit... Is that too bright? Alright, where did this article come from? It's Polygon. First, like, there was some random site I hadn't heard about before, but now Polygon apparently did attend the event and talked personally with Anthony Newman, which is the co-director for the game. And I have to say, I could post this. No, I can't, because I don't have the streaming. No. Alright, but there's a Polygon article about it right here. If you want to hear me read it, just go back, like, 10 minutes in the stream and you'll hear it. But people shouldn't boycott Naughty Dog for not having multiplayer. Yeah, I agree. It's very disappointing, and I understand people like Trebuchet are very, very let down. I'm very let down too, but it's not worth boycotting them over. Alright, apparently that article is clickbaity. Someone on another stream was just saying, yeah, that's what I thought first. I was like, no, that's not true. There's no way. They confirmed it. But go here. Go to this Polygon article. you know what? I'll just go into my stream really quick. I'll turn off, because I don't want the echo. I'll turn off the sound, and I'll post this, and you can look for yourselves. Let's see. I'll go to my channel. 39 viewers. This is awesome. I love this. This is really fun. Here we go. This is the article I was talking about. All right. Okay, let's see. What do you mean ruined? Yeah, no, I don't think it's ruined. I'm pre-ordering The Last of Us Part 2 today. Rip Tara's wallet. Yeah, rip my wallet too. I got the collector's edition because the what's it called? The Ellie edition wasn't available in Sweden, which was a damn shame. But yeah, that was $200. All right. Is there going to be a PS4 wallpaper for this year's Outbreak Day? Yes, we know. You can go into the PlayStation Store right now and download the free theme. I don't care, to be honest. I just want an explanation on why it actually is axed. Well, in this article they said that the scope of the single player and the ambition, it just like got a bit out of hand, and it was so great that they had to can the multiplayer to actually finish the single player. What from what I get from it. Okay, the chat is moving a bit fast now. I want to answer anything. Sorry, my hype is gone. Yeah, I really feel for you, Treb. Like this is, I'm really sad too. Like, it's very disappointing, and it's disappointing. Great stream, by the way, iPad Cat. Oh, thank you a lot, Sam. I wouldn't care much if there wasn't a multiplayer, but what annoys me the most is that they said The Last of Us Part 2 would have multiplayer. Yeah, they explicitly went out and said on multiple occasions, for that matter too, that there will be multiplayer, which is really annoying. Alright. I don't think they lied. They didn't lie. It just was that, like, there was... The scope got so big that it just wasn't feasible to continue like diverting resources and team members away to the multiplayer when they really needed them for single player. Let's just all go back to factions on The Last of Us and show Naughty Dog it has potential. Yeah, I mean, one thing that's really good now is that they're gonna get The Last of Us remastered on PS Plus, which means there's just going to be an influx of a lot of new factions players, which is probably going to breathe a lot of life into it again, which I'm very excited for. My hopes are still kept high. I think there's a miscommunication here. I think after the game is out, we will get multiplayer. I hope so. I really hope so, but the odds are stacked against it. So no multiplayer. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Firegirl427, what's up? No multiplayer. No. Go back about 15 minutes in this stream and you'll hear me read an article that this one that's on the screen right now that explains how and why there's no multiplayer. Do you think it's a possibility that Naughty Dog is telling everyone no multiplayer on purpose for misdirection? I mean, normally I would say that. Because if you go back and look at my videos, like in one after the other, I say like, remember guys, Naughty Dog likes to mislead us all the time because they don't want to spoil anything for the final game, but not this time. This is a different thing. I highly doubt that it would be like that, because this is formulated in such a different way, and it's like it's announced in a different way than things I would normally say that are typical for Naughty Dog misleading us. So I don't think so, unfortunately. You said the multiplayer was a way to keep up the community on playing the game, but maybe they decided to not incorporate the multiplayer because The Last of Us will end after this game. So you'll have no need to expand the community. I mean, you always want your games to have an active community, don't you? Like, an active community means people constantly like talking about playing the game, like getting new people to play it, getting new people to buy it, getting new people to spend money on microtransactions, like even if they have those in the game. It's in every game developer's greatest interests to have an active community. I don't think they did that to intentionally kill off the community. That would be a very, very weird decision. No, I think it's just like they say here. They had such a huge vision and ambition for the multiplayer that there simply wasn't, or not the story, that there simply wasn't room for any development on the multiplayer. Think about it. The Last of Us Part 1 made them so much money because all of the multiplayer DLC. Yeah, I can imagine. There's so much fucking microtransactions in that. I think if they actually do no multiplayer, this will be the biggest mistake ever made by Naughty Dog. Well, I know we're all disappointed, but let's not take this out of proportion, right? It's not really a mistake, I would say, because it would be a huge mistake to take away focus from the single player and not make that the best it can be. So I think it's a hard decision for them to make. It's a hard sacrifice to make, but it was absolutely necessary, because what they said here, that is what is it was for the good of the story. And how disappointing it is, like, it's very disappointing. I'm very sad about it. But the story has to come first. I think we can all agree on that. Isn't that why we all love The Last of Us? The story. Alright. Oh, a lot of new messages. To be honest, the only games that I've played this decade with good multiplayer components as well as great single-player experience is the Souls series. I mean, The Last of Us multiplayer is amazing. I think, at least, a lot of other people. A lot of people play solely for multiplayer. I mean, a lot of people, yes, but it's a minority in comparison to the massive majority that only plays it for the story, that never touched or even knew the multiplayer existed. Oh, okay, well, they probably decided to make a more ambitious game to create another masterpiece since they have the pressure to not make it an awful sequel. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm mad about it. Yeah, I'm also disappointed. I don't know if I could say I'm mad, but yeah. Hope they're holding multiplayer exclusive for PS5, so there's an incentive to get double the sales. Would be certainly a good sales strategy, but from what they say here, like, let's just read that again. Multiplayer will not be included with The Last of Us Part 2, said Anthony Newman, the game's co-director. I know we had kind of announced that it would have multiplayer, but as the game developed, it became so ambitious, so grand in scope, and so intricate in its complexity that it really required the full focus of the studio to deliver this single-player experience. So, unless it's an add-on later, unless they go for, like, making it DLC mode, like a tacked on multiplayer after launch, I don't think so. Sorry about that, guys. No, but then again, as I said before, I would very much prefer a single player DLC over them making factions as an add-on. Oh right, apart from The Last of Us, lol, yeah. Do you know when we will see the new footage? I mean, we've already seen most of the new footage. What we'll get in a few hours is an interview with the team, I think. Alright, Treb. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us. No, but I think we'll get like an interview style video, maybe a couple of minutes with some new gameplay shots, which is what they said right here. Like if we go, no, not there, not there. Here, The Last of Us Part 2 inside the demo. We'll be releasing The Last of Us Part 2 inside the demo, a special behind the scenes video. Oh, jeez, sorry. where we'll showcase the new footage and share more details into the story and gameplay featured in the 2 new demo levels. So the Naughty Dog will come out with a video to explain sorry about that. My throat's kind of getting dry. Should get something more to... Oh, I have something left here. No, but they're gonna basically like do the Naughty Dog discussion and explanation of what we've already seen earlier today. All right. Yeah, I hope you're alright, Trev. Have a good day, as good as it can get. It'll still be the best game ever, even with no multiplayer. I don't think any game, this is just my opinion, I've said it before and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I don't think any game will ever beat The Last of Us. Like, there's, in my heart, that will always be the best game ever, I think. You kind of look like M-Tashed. I do? Really? Okay. He does a bit of a Division content, right? So I think I've seen some of the stuff. Hold on. God of War didn't need to have to be a multiplayer. One of the... sorry, I'm just garbling this comment. Hold on. God of War didn't need to have a multiplayer to be one of the best games ever made on PS4, and the community didn't complain about it. But did God of War ever have a multiplayer mode, though? I mean, you gotta see both sides of the coin here, because factions is a big part. It's a big part of the experience, the Last of Us experience. So taking away that in the second game is... It warrants complaining, I think. It doesn't... Because you can't say a game that's never had a multiplayer mode. You can't complain about it not having a multiplayer mode, but if something that was a big part of the previous game is cut out in the second game, I can see, you have to see why people are sad and mad about it. How reliable is that article? I would say it's very reliable. It's Polygon, which is a big publication, and they did talk to Anthony Newman, the co-director of The Last of Us Part 2, directly during the media event that took place 2 days ago. Which I would deem this almost 100% credible. I would like to think it's not, but I can't talk like and say that this is not true. Which I don't see how I could do that, which is sad. Like, I don't think they have deleted their files for multiplayer, so I still hope it comes later. No, of course, I don't think they've like scrapped it entirely. Like, there's still a chance, I think. Like, some people said it would come after release, but unlikely. However, I do feel like the God of War, with God of War, that the community and overall hype did die after a month. The Reddit community especially. Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about earlier, like how multiplayer is such a good way to add longevity to it. Because afterwards, the only online community you will have is the speedrunners, the people like me who talk about lore and stuff. I mean, half a year after The Last of Us Part 2 comes out, if there's no DLC to that date, I mean, I will still be making videos. I will be making a video about why the WFL group did this thing in the campaign and what their motivations are and why did the Fireflies do that. I will make that stuff, but most people aren't interested in that. I am part of a hardcore group, as well as the people who like prefer the multiplayer. So, which is why it's so sad that it won't have multiplayer, because it will take away a lot of that community aspect. If it does come out, it will have to be renovated and have new mechanics, so basically start from scratch. Yeah, that's the thing. My throat's so dry. I've been talking so much. I'm not used to like talking this much, but it's fun though. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm really enjoying this. Gonna check something real quick. Alright. Okay. Is that all? Is that all we need to talk about? Yeah, I mean, everybody also go grab this theme, by the way. It's out now, apparently. I'll go do it directly after this, in case they make it a paid one. And I will be back shortly with videos and stuff. I don't know exactly what to talk about first. With so much stuff to talk about, both exciting and disappointing. Yeah. Wait, Uncharted 4 is the last Uncharted 4 game, right? And they included the multiplayer in it, so it kind of contradicts my previous statement. Yeah, I mean, The Lost Legacy also had the exact same Uncharted 4 multiplayer, so... PlayStation Access has 4K footage. It's the same but better quality. Alright, let's go check that out. I actually think I'm subscribed to them. Let's just search it up instead. 7 things that have actually changed. I mean, that's a very PlayStation Access video. Let's watch this one together, and if we have... Alright, I love talking, so that's why I'm like never ending this. Okay, let's check the comments before we watch this Access video. I still need to watch your 40-minute breakdown. Yeah, please watch that. Yeah. I worked really hard on that. 17 hours of work. There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. No? Not sure if new info, but PlayStation website states Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming. Yeah, that synopsis was dropped on Tuesday. I just managed to miss that to include it in my breakdown video, which was a shame, but I'll get to that in another video. Destroy says new gameplay today. Yes, they dropped it about 1.5 hours ago. Tons of publications got to play the game and have dropped their gameplay videos and discussions about it. We're about to watch one of those now, by the way, and also in about what's that, 2 hours we'll get wait a minute, guys. Ja, om en stund. Ja, men du kan göra det till mig, men jag kan inte ta det just nu. Alright, where was I? I kind of got lost. Anyways, yeah, in 2 hours they will post a Naughty Dog Inside behind the scenes video too, which will go over the gameplay that the journalists have gotten to play and see as well. We should create a Facebook event and raid the HQ to get our multiplayer. Thanks, Kitty. Now that I know there's no multiplayer, I won't have to buy PSN. I mean, you can still play the remastered multiplayer. That's really good. Sacred Secrecy, what's up? How are you doing? As far as new gameplay info goes, there will be a craftable silencer for Ellie's handgun. Yeah, we went over that earlier. I saw somewhere that we will have skill trees that will be expanded through training manuals. Yeah, I think we saw some of that on the editions too, that one of the editions would include like a shortcut kit to allow you to upgrade your skills faster, I think. And we will acquire skills using supplements. Yeah, that's what I saw too. Supplements are the little pills things that you can pick up in part 1 too. Alright, let's watch this. Let's watch this. Oh, I turned off my sound.
Hello and welcome to Access. My name's Nathan, and this week I was lucky enough to be one of the...
You can set that to it. I mean, my screen doesn't support 4K, but...
one of the first people to play The Last of Us Part 2. 2 sections of the game were included in our hands-on session, one from relatively early in the story where Ellie patrols around the survivor settlement in Jackson, and a section a little later on with Ellie on the outskirts of Seattle.
Skill trees, that's not how the upgrade system worked in part 1, but yeah, but it kind of did. Like, you know, with the pills that you picked up, and you had the different attributes that you could upgrade, so it's kind of a very basic skill tree, but this might be an expanded one.
The footage you'll see throughout this video is from those 2 sections. The story has been the focus of a lot of what we've seen about the game so far, but a huge amount of work has gone into the gameplay too. this is both subtle and interconnected. Combat initially feels familiar, like an evolved form of the gameplay you know from the first game, but several key changes have moved it on considerably. Here's a look at some of those changes.
Yeah, I mean, this is the same we've already seen.
Number 1. Environments are bigger. The spaces I explored often comprised of several...
I love that though, that the big environments, like, it's gonna be amazing exploring the post-apocalyptic places.
Houses, shops or other buildings, often with multiple floors, often completely optional in terms of progression, and often featuring hidden or hard to get to areas with deeper story information or resources. The effect is that the game feels a little more realistic, and the redesigned combat encounters have more space in which to play out. Number 2, Ellie has a few new ways to explore and interact with these bigger environments. Naughty Dog has shaped the gameplay around her character, older and stronger than when we first met her, but still agile and relatively small. Ellie can squeeze through gaps in the environment, and she can also jump, a much commented on omission from the first game, which leads to various traversal options and an added verticality to combat. And Ellie can also go prone. This one probably has the most impact while you're actually playing. It means that you can find cover even in open areas with long grass, and that you can shuffle discreetly between 2 points of larger cover. It's also a great example of how Naughty Dog approached development. Co-game director Kurt Margano told me that for the studio, the bar is real life. So putting a prone system into the game meant an enormous amount of work, making sure the movement from running, jumping and standing to prone is fluid, making sure Ellie can do everything while prone that you really would do in life or death situations, like aiming while crawling and turning onto her back. So the first time an enemy approached me while I was lying on the ground, for instance, I panicked and went to my go-to Last of Us response. I threw a brick in their face and charged in for a melee kill. And it worked. There was no laborious shift from prone to standing, and the throw aiming on the ground was just the same as normal. It felt like Naughty Dog in a nutshell, an incredible attention to detail to make the smallest of elements best in category. It might just be lying down, but it's also the best lying down I've ever done in a video game. Number 3, enemies are better at fighting you. This is partly because there are new...
I'll check some messages. Maybe watered down RPG elements like in God of War. Yeah, something like that would be cool. Do you think The Last of Us Part 2 will have unlimited sprint? I don't know, maybe. I love watching gameplay with Ellie while playing the winter chapter right now. Nice. I'm only buying the game to see if Ellie can swim. Well, maybe she can't. We only saw her use the boat. I think there's a stamina bar. Yeah, maybe. There isn't factions, so maybe they added that to the gameplay now.
Types of enemy, as we'll get onto in a moment, which challenge you in different ways and force you to think about the best way to strategize using your scant resources. But they also seem much sharper. Taking advantage of those bigger environments, I found myself getting flanked more than I can remember from The Last of Us, backing into what I thought were safe rooms, only to get shotgunned from behind. Number 4, more impactfully, the enemies are also more humanized. While taking on the WLF, the Washington Liberation Force...
That is the new information. Washington Liberation Force. That is certainly a very interesting... WLF. That's what this new faction is. And that has me excited, because I fucking love the lore. That seems like some... it seems... Now that we think about it, IGN did say Firefly-esque, and I mean, one of the Firefly's goals was obviously the vaccine, but the other was restore America to its former glory, and the Washington Liberation Force does sound very similar, like they have a similar goal in that regard, which is probably why they want to get rid of crazy cultists too. Like, I'm almost 100% sure that they will be in a war with the Seraphites, because they both are factions that are in the Seattle area, which will be very interesting to see. And I was about to say probably the Seraphites and the WLF in factions, but I mean that won't happen. So, anyways, does anyone know what the first reveal trailer is canon? It kind of feels like that whole trailer was turned into this suburbs level where Ellie murders her way through the WLF and then meets up with Joel. I mean, no, I don't think that's canon. I have heard somewhere that I don't remember where, but I heard that reveal trailer was more of a capture the feeling, or like show people what tone the game would have. So it's not directly taken out of the story, but rather a demonstration of this is what part 2 will feel like, kind of thing. I can't remember exactly where I heard that, but yeah. Anyways, we need to add a new role on Discord. Yeah, WLF. Somebody add that. Yeah, Rwano is on it.
The outskirts of Seattle, enemy fighters would call out their friends' names as I killed them. Introducing our play session, Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann explained that as a revenge story, The Last of Us Part 2 is about destructive cycles of violence. This tiny touch is a way of jolting players into reflecting on the significance of their actions.
What is it? Reflecting on the significance of their actions. Because we did talk earlier. I made a video like at the end of 2018, I think, about choices in Part 2. As if like the story would have some sort of branching storyline, which I still find unlikely, but that wording is interesting to me, like how reflect on their choices. Because I mean, of course there's a lot of reflection we can do in Part 1 too, like reflect over what Joel did. Will there be new gameplay today? Yes, we're watching some of it now, but most likely not a lot more than we've already seen in this video. In about 2 hours, Naughty Dog will drop a trailer, or not a trailer, but an information video that goes behind the scenes of this demo that the journalists got to play. So that'll certainly be interesting to see. Dealing with the repercussions of Joel's lie at the end of Part 1. Yeah, I mean, certainly that's a possibility. They did say in the PSX 2016 panel that they had to revisit the ending and what it meant, so it's probably going to come up in Part 2. Also, I doubt that this means that we'll have like a Telltale or Quantic Dream style of like branching storyline, but it's still interesting wording to me, like have to reflect on their choices, because usually in Naughty Dog games we are the observer when it comes to the story and not like taking an active part in changing it.
Number 5, related to this, enemies now include
that is a shot we haven't seen before, by the way.
Dogs. Let's leave aside the gameplay implications of this for a moment and first look at the emotional ones. During the Seattle section of the game, Ellie finds a bow. It's embedded in a clicker and she has to tear it out, and it's brilliantly disgusting. It also gives her a way of one-shotting enemies from stealth during combat. Take out a dog and its human handler will stop in horror and check that the dog is okay. And if you kill the human first, the dog is sad and confused as to why its human pal isn't moving anymore. Number 6, don't feel too sorry for the dogs though, as they are tricky as heck to fight. They're small, so they too are hard to see in long grass. They can also smell you, so you can't creep up to stealth melee them. They disrupt your attempts to sneak around offing humans too. You leave behind a scent trail which you can see in listen mode, and if a dog is present you'll need to keep moving or distract them with thrown objects to avoid discovery. It gives what otherwise might be slow and patient stealth sections an anxious urgency and forces you to keep moving. And number 7, there are also new mutations of the clickers. The one I encountered is called a shambler, a big tank-like horror covered in thick growths that act like armor. They're tough to take down, immune to stealth melee attacks, and when they get close...
That had to have been the one that exploded in the shambler's face right there. Has to have been the trap mine, I think it was called. Anyways.
They emit a cloud of acidic fungal nastiness which hovers in place after they've moved on. In the same way dogs force you to keep moving and to keep improvising, shamblers force you to keep your distance, they are extra nasty in enclosed spaces, and also to consider simply running away where possible. It is a totally valid tactic, Neil Druckmann told us so. That's our list of 7 things. The Last of Us Part 2 feels like a careful and sophisticated expansion of the urgent, impactful gameplay that defined the original game. And, no surprise, we're very excited to play more of it. Please give this video a like.
Let's go through some more comments now, but after this I really have to go because my throat hurts. I would like to work on some videos and I also gotta eat. So let's see. What have you guys been talking about? I'm wondering if there'll do several endings. I doubt it. I don't think that it's in a game like this that's possible really, unless it comes down to one final choice in the end. Maybe it could almost be like the honor system from Red Dead Redemption 2. The more enemies you kill throughout the story, it will affect the ending you get. Instead of honor, it's guilt though. Yeah, that could be an interesting thing. Like, not active choices really, but like more in the background stuff. That could be possible. Are you gonna do another stream later today? I don't know, man. It'll be late and I will most likely be busy working on new videos. Of course, the behind the scenes video will drop, and if it's interesting enough, I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe, but there will be more streams in the near future, so don't worry. Okay, I think that's enough. If you want to continue this discussion, please join our Discord server. I would be very glad to have you there, and so would all the other members. The commands don't work, Rwano, so you could copy the link from somewhere and put it in there. What time will it drop? In approximately 2 hours, I think. So I'm just waiting for the Discord server link here, and yeah, then I will end this and get to work. What are they doing for Outbreak Day? You can rewind this stream and you can find out a lot about that. They basically released new merch, and a lot of journalists showed their gameplay, and they talked about it, and in about 2 hours we will also see a behind the scenes video from Naughty Dog themselves. So that's what they're doing. Yeah. Thanks for watching, Sam. Have a good one. Rwano, are you on that Discord link? I'll just go to my channel. Yeah, bye everyone. Have a good day. But please join our server though. I'll post it. Come on. Anyone who's not joined it, you really should. Where is this? Come on, don't all leave before. Good. Oh, that's really confusing. Here we go. Okay, everyone that's left, please join that, because it's a lot of fun. We have a great little community there, and there's a lot of discussion to be had. Other than that, I would like to thank everyone for watching. This has been a great, really fun stream, probably one of my favorites. And yeah, bye. Oh, that's not the right one. Bye.